Welcome to Some Say I'm Gifted, where we teach you the magic of walking in your spiritual gifts and how it can help you navigate this crazy life, and helping you understand that even though we're in this world, we are not of it. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's get real.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. That sounds like almost like I do karate. Hey y'all. Sorry. Hey y'all. Better?
Better?
Yes, a little bit. Okay, what's up? This is Tess from Some Say I'm Gifted, and we're going to keep the ball rolling real quick, real fast. I'm here with two of the amazing, most wonderful, marvelous co-hostesses, Morgan and Danielle.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle.
Hey guys, I'm Morgan.
And we are talking about cryptozoology things. And in the previous podcast to this, because this is part 2, or whatever you want to say it, we talked about cryptozoology things. So what is your favorite cryptozoology character? Like, is it a Yeti? Is it a Bigfoot? Is it Chupacabra? Is it a Skinwalker? Is it Mothman? Is it the cat, dog, bird thing? Is it a werewolf? What is it? Vampire. I'll even take vampire in this category.
What about, like, nymphs?
Yes. Fairies, nymphs, gnomes, brownings.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like dealing with them, but I do think they are cool in fairy tales.
Okay. What about you?
A siren.
I'm so glad you said that. Wait till we get a little bit further. Okay. You want to know what mine is?
What?
Mermaid, siren. Okay. That's obvious.
Yes.
But I really I love the whole vampiristic thing, which is funny because, whatever. In the previous episode, by the way, let us know what y'all think. What y'all, do you have one? I like fairies too, gnomes, brownings, little circle broke the circle. That's from Spiderwick Chronicles, which is a great movie. I definitely tell y'all to watch. Mm-hmm. Okay. In the previous episode, we talked about me, my mom, and my sister watching this thing morph, this thing. And I said, I'll explain it at the end, and I didn't. So I need to explain it now. Watching that was like watching an evolutionary growth of a spiritual thing. My mom started screaming, it's a skinwalker. And Danielle said, isn't that an indigenous thing? And yes, it is, but usually not in in that indigenous part of the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Which also brings me to the myth of the moon-eyed people that lived in Roan Mountain, which were very interesting. And when the Cherokees were displaced into Alabama and things like that, and Oklahoma eventually, these went with them, and they were these creatures that only came out at night. They had very big eyes. Their eyes were sensitive to light, but they lived off blood, and they were prehistoric, but apparently in Roan Mountain. So whatever. Wow. It's interesting.
Wow.
But they were real short too, little vampire.
So they were nocturnal too?
Yeah.
Wow.
But big eyes.
Scary.
When my mom read about it, she goes, it sounds like you. I was like, what are you talking about?
It does sound like you.
Because my eyes are very sensitive to light, and I'm definitely, now I get up in the morning because I got kids and, I got a life and a world to start, but I would much prefer to be up all night. So, okay, enough of that. We're talking about fallen angels that were cast out because they decided to follow Lucifer, the morning star, who was, released from heaven. And when the fallen angels came to earth, okay, they laid with daughters of Adam, which were females, okay? They were the heathenistic females. When they laid with them, they got them knocked up and pregnant.
What?
Yes. Ask me, is it in the Bible? And I will say, Jace, it is. Because David fights what?
A giant.
And his name is?
Goliath.
And he was a hybrid. Or what I like to call a Nephilim. Now, we believe in the Bible. We also believe in the Dead Sea Scrolls and books that were taken out of the Bible. And in the book of Enoch, they talk about the Nephilim. Okay? Now, if you are not of spiritual right-mindedness, I encourage you not to read the book. But if it is a book you feel like you need to read, do it. If you have troubles, let me know. I'm here for you. But whatever. So the Nephilim, right, were the hybrid babies of the
Angels.
fallen angels. Now, do you know what happened to the women of that laid with the fallen angels?
Did they die?
They were cast to the depths of the ocean where they preyed off of men. Mermaids!
Sirens.
Mermaid sirens. They're literally the same thing.
Stop! I knew they were real.
Yeah.
I knew. I don't. I
So,
didn't-
but now we got aliens in the ocean. Are they aliens or are they demonic? Hear me when I speak.
Oh my lord.
Word to your mother. You know what I mean?
Full circle here.
I love it.
Are you
Wow.
with me?
That's crazy.
Is that a page turner or what?
Wow. Aren't you glad you guys waited to hear this one?
Yeah. Okay. But I got more.
Yes, she got
okay.
more.
Okay. So the Nephilim, they populated, like they even mated within each other. Let's, for instance, allegedly, look at this. And for a moment, let's take all we know about the cryptozoology, birdman, cat, boy world. Okay. And let's set it to the side and let's look at one in particular, Bigfoot.
Okay.
A lot of people think they've seen it, which is really cool if you're on, I don't know what the name of that road is, but going towards 26 from Elizabeth, and there's a big barn and it has a UT, like red, orange, and it's white with orange checkers in the TI. Mm-hmm. And then if you look a little bit to the right of that, you'll see it's the Bigfoot cutout, but it's the best placement of one because it's in the woods, so it looks very real. So anyways, if you think about Bigfoot, people see it and then they're obsessed with it. But if there's a group, now remember, we've done other podcasts where we talked about there's something in people's brains that have paranormal experiences with UFOs that see things that other people don't, right? Mm-hmm. So there'll be a group of people, let's say there's 10 people, 3 of the 10 people will see it, the 7 won't. So majority rules, right? They rule it out, right?
Right.
But there's hair samples. Okay? Are you following me? You following me?
I'm sorry. Hair samples of the cryptid?
Yes, of the zoo, like of the Bigfoot.
Oh.
When they get the hair and they go to test it and get DNA, there is nothing in no hair they've ever seen like it, but it feels like human hair.
Results are inconclusive.
It is inconclusive, but it's not synthetic.
Ooh.
Wow.
But they can't say it's a cat's hair, it's a dog's hair, it's a cow's hair.
Can they match it to hair that they found in different places?
Like other Bigfoot hair, I think some they can, but
Just curious.
Yeah. The footprints. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Bigfoots or things like Bigfoots, okay? Because you also have, like Morgan said, nymphs, you have sprites, you have gnomes, fairies, trolls, goblins, brownings, and there's a lady that talks about, you can find her on TikTok. I encourage you not to check her out too much because it's a little much, but she talks about going to the Fae people. You can go back and forth to the Fae people, but if you go too many times, they'll keep you there.
Don't eat the food.
Yeah, if you eat the food, the Fae people. I mean, and that's the biblical. Like we can get into that in a minute, but let me go back. So, I was talking. So in the woods, they're supposed to be giant-esque monster things, Yetis and Bigfoot, right? That's what we're talking about right now. Yeti is a cold weather Bigfoot, but they're like cousin brothers, right?
Right.
So Bigfoots make these symbols to let other cryptic animals know it's okay.
What?
Yeah.
Make symbols how?
They take trees and tie them together. Have y'all seen it?
Yes, where the trees are like
Yes.
grown into
Yes.
knots and
Yes.
things.
Eric Altman from Finding Bigfoot, which I'm sure I would love to get him on here. You guys would love him. He came here to Rome Mountain and he didn't want to leave. He even ended up staying like 2 extra days because he saw stuff here that he's never seen anywhere.
Really?
And he studied this stuff for like bazillion years.
Wow.
And the cryptonauts were out of this world.
Wow.
Because you got to realize that Road Mountain and this part of Smoky Mountains is the last undisturbed mountain range in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
I
it
don't
Road
think I
Mountain?
realized that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Isn't it the oldest mountain? Road Mountain?
I think in Tennessee.
Okay.
I don't know. You don't quote me on that. It's definitely like the oldest mountain range.
Okay. Yeah.
And like there's rocks at the top of Roan Mountain that still have volcanic ash on it. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Roan Mountain, but there's definitely not an active volcano here.
Yeah.
So when Earth was created, it still got the beginning of time on there. So anyways, they can't figure out these things, the cryptid things. They can't even figure out what they eat. Okay. So if we put all of what we know about these creatures to the side, are y'all laying down or picking up what I'm laying down here? Like, is it a chance that it is a demonic entity? I'm not saying just straight up demon, but it's a Nephilim, so it's half human, half demon. And it is trying to get the attention of all followers of Christ or all humans, purebred humans, not hybrids of any kind, of any whatever elemental things. And it crosses, like, because people become obsessed. Like, it replaces God. Like, whatever you think about 90% of your day is your God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is it aliens? Is it cryptozoology? Is it fairies? Is it Nephilim? I mean, you see what I'm saying? So at that moment, what is it?
It hooks you and then consumes your mind with
Exactly.
thoughts of
That's
what it
why I
actually
think
is.
it's darkness.
Mm-hmm. But you're never actually going to be able to figure it out because that's the point.
That's what keeps you on the hook.
That's what keeps you.
I don't know. I mean, watching that, Skinwalker or the evolution of metamorphosis of demonic, that was enough for me.
But some people that are so wrapped up in having to figure out exactly what this thing is. Right?
Yeah, I think that God gave me the mind that goes, yeah, that was messed up, but some things I ain't going to know till I go to heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's part of having such faith.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. No. Even before I followed Christ, I'd probably be like, that probably was a hallucination and I don't want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, I would try to rationalize it so I wouldn't be scared of it.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like at the same time, the whole thing about the sirens is in the Book of Enoch. Probably one of the reasons why I like that so much. But they're not pretty beings. They're soul sucking. You know what we know as a siren. And mermaid is an offshoot of a siren. But
Right.
yeah,
The prettier version of the siren. That's. I mean, there's
The Disney version.
Supposed to be scary. Like,
yes. So, did you ever see Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Remember the mermaids when they jump, they sing, they lure the men in, and
Yeah.
then they jump, and with the teeth and the claws.
Yep.
That's what that's what to me they've always looked
Yep.
like.
Yeah. They're like sea creatures.
Yeah,
And if you looked at the animals that live on the bottom of the ocean, they are nothing but terrifying.
yeah.
Like they're scary.
Yeah.
So
The one that has the light,
oh yes.
I will have nightmares about that.
Oh no, they're
Yeah,
freaky.
Yeah.
Like if I ever ended up on the bottom of the ocean, I'd be like, well, we're just. I mean,
which
you
is
can't see
really
anything
funny.
anyway.
You know what? When I die, I want to be thrown out in the ocean, which I know they don't do that anymore, but I want to. I want my body to go to the ocean. Chuck, my husband, says, "Too bad you're being buried beside me on the same day." I'm like, "Great, honey."
On the same day.
And he said, "Once you're in this, we're in it for life." I'm like, "Oh my god,
Oh, gosh.
What? Oh, wow.
Little psychopath.
Plans ahead.
yes." I told him he needs to get some plots because I be feeling old late. No, I'm just playing. So, should I go into like the fairies and things? Yes. Is this
Yeah.
this
Oh,
the
yeah.
same?
Oh, yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to touch up on the big stuff?
The Bigfoot stuff. So the thing is, a lot of people are like, well, you didn't talk about the demon dog of New Jersey. You didn't talk about
goodness.
chupacabras. This is what I'm going to say. Every religion has these. Every culture has these. Every ethnicity, every region has something.
Yep.
Okay? And let me tell you how. If you look at Hinduism, you have Kali, the demoness goddess of death and destruction. She got a lot of arms. You know what I mean? Take it however you want. I don't care. That's up to you. Egyptians, they had all kinds of things, like crazy stuff. But let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go a little bit further back. Let's go into some druid, not further back than Egyptians, but let's go into some druid things. And let's talk about elementals. Same thing. Do you see what I'm saying? If you start lighting them up, if I had a felt board, okay, and I could put up different deities or spirits or chupacabras of them, you would start to see that they're all an unknown animal that reminds them of a dog or a cat or a wolf or a monster. That's it. They're a monster. And, maybe in Mexico you have a lot more stray dogs, so a chupacabra is a little bit easier to get away with. You know what I mean? Maybe in elemental worshiping places like, let's say, Scotland, Ireland, Druid mindset, it's not necessarily animalistic, but the foliage, the plants, the leaves that are coming to life in a humanistic way.
Yeah.
The green man. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Things like that. So is it the same? No, because as I've seen before my own eyes, it will morph to its surroundings. So.
Plays to its audience.
Yes. Yes, it knows its audience too. Now, these things have been at it a lot longer than we've been alive. So, yeah.
So it's figured out the lay of the land pretty well.
Yeah. But think about the thing, like Egyptian thing. If we want to go way back, let's think about the thing that had a head of a bird, but a human body, or the Sphinx, or the dog man thing. I mean, huh?
I just said, oh, yeah.
There's literally you could line up every one of the characters I just talked about with that.
Yes.
So and I have a question, it's not just about this, but when you think about things, do you think about it like, let's say, Noah's Ark, every religion and ethnic group and whatever, they have a story of a flood. Did y'all know that?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Huh. Like something coming in.
Water coming and destroying him, one man and his family and animals. Same thing.
Really?
Yes. Here's the mind-blowing thing, okay? Because these things, Nephilim, mer people, demonic entities, fairies, cryptos, all the cryptos, okay? Because of these cryptos, they were around before the flood. How'd they make it to the flood? Because their moms are mermaids.
Mama protected them.
Did that answer the question?
And that brings us to Atlantis.
Yeah.
And that whole theory.
So now you see,
it all makes sense.
I know people will be like, that's so weird. Listen, this is allegedly, but this is from also what I've studied, and this is how I've put things together. Do I think I'm right? I mean, tell me I'm wrong. I'm cool with that. I don't care. I just know this is how I feel about it. I've known people that are very upset because there's not really dinosaurs mentioned in the Bible. The only passage of scripture, and it's kind of lame, is in Leviticus when it talks about the Leviathan, and it's the closest it comes to dinosaurs. Does that mean dinosaurs exist? Probably. But you know what the Bible does talk about a lot? Unicorns. And we ain't got none of them living nowadays. So figure it out. It's very cryptid. And then if you look and break up the translations, the original translations as opposed to what we got in English, there were large differences. Anything from, as we said earlier, the word from wife and God are very similar in Hebrew. So are we a helpmate or are we to be a shelfmate? Where we're put upon a shelf and worship. Do you see what I'm saying? So you got to be really careful, and you've got to make sure you've got a pure translation. To me, these things weren't like paramount, but it made sense. So the funny thing is in the beginning, in Genesis, God's word says that we have domain over all of the land and the air and the sea. Almost like he knew what was about to be up.
Yeah. There was a reason.
Yeah. I've got a question. Do you all have questions about the Fae and all that?
It's become very popular to romanticize it lately.
Yes, it has, which is, I'm so glad you said that, girl. Because it is another phenomenal thing. Like, for instance, I was sent a book recently, said The Beautiful Side of Evil, and it was kind of a slap in the face to me, and that's fine. I don't care. I'm going to read the book because I like knowledge, but I'm pretty sure I know how it's going to begin and end, mainly because I read the first few pages, and I'm like, this is a brutal writing. Anyways, kudos to them for writing a book, but whatever. And there's always people like, there's a huge awakening of people getting into witchcraft. There's a huge awakening of people getting into New Age stuff. There's a huge... Okay, we get it. You know what I mean? But I have seen possible... And I would say in the last 3 to 5 years, and I mean, speak up if you feel different. There's been a huge romanticizing of fae people to the point like beautiful fae men.
Yes. Which I enjoy those books.
Do you?
I've read... I've less so in the past couple years, but they've been popular for probably the last 12 years.
Oh, really? See,
Yes.
I'm not big in fantasy books.
I am big in fantasy books, and
I like ones that are based off truth with hints of alleged books.
alleged.
Yeah.
I've read them, and they're not my favorite, but I have read the ones where they're like, and his wings, and blah, 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 and it's like, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Would it not freak you out a little bit? Like,
I'm sorry, I don't want to have sex with a bat.
Batman, let's be specific. Is it Batman?
It's not. This is a different kind of Batman. But they do make it very like, they try to make it very magical and enticing.
Yeah.
Like alluring in a sense.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is what darkness tries to do on a regular
Yeah,
basis.
so here's the thing about faith, okay? And I think this is very important. So God's word says that the angels that surround children, their faces are in front of God constantly pleading their case. Which are saying, forgive them, they're small, they don't know, they're pure vessels, yada, 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 okay?
Right.
If darkness can get you when you're young, they've won half the battle. How do they get you? By putting something that you will obsess about with before God, i.e., mermaids, fairies, gnomes, goblins, trolls, brownings, you name it. So I know that there's people that would be like, I knew she was going to do it. I knew she was going to go all crazy and religious. Dude, come to my house, look and see what's on my walls. You know what I mean? Like, for real. I live in a world that is very real. Do I know that things are of the dark? Yes. But like I say about a lot of things, New Orleans, you know what is of the light and you know what is of the dark, and I love going there. Mm-hmm. I mean, am I not, like, have you ever been to New Orleans? Mm-mm. Oh, girl. I mean, Savannah, Georgia is very similar. It's
I've
like
been
a
to
mini...
Savannah.
I think Savannah's a mini New Orleans. Okay?
I can see that.
Yeah, the moss and the trees and the...
Not a lot of gray area.
No,
Very much
no.
just-
If you like, for last time I was in Savannah, I had a lady that she was probably like a voodoo princess, and she had the rings on her neck. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she walked out of me and my husband at the time we were just dating. There was music on the street, and we were standing, we were dancing, we were having fun. All of a sudden, the crowd split, and this woman in a very elegant, flowy gown goes, "I feel your energy, young lady." And I didn't turn. And she said, "You in whatever," I think I had a blue dress on, "in the blue." And I turned and I went, she goes, "As long as you're not here to fight, we'll be fine." And I was like, "I'm having a fun time." And she said, "Continue." And she just walked on. Now, when she did talk, though, it was like a microphone. I know that sounds bizarre, but and my husband probably like, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It was like, what was that about? You piss people off by just being here. I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
No, I get it. We went on a ghost tour in Savannah, and our tour guide, after the tour, she decided to join our group. Like, me and my friends were there for my bachelorette party, and she decided to join our group and just tell us all about how she practiced witchcraft and how that was pretty much just what she did on a regular basis. And I told her, "Oh, well, I'm a light worker. Like, I work for God." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, I mean, we can get along. Like, we could spend the night together." And I was like, "Okay, this is fun."
Yeah, usually I do get that a lot from people, but
they're very forthcoming about it. It's pretty much what you see is what you get. Like, they don't hide it. It is
and I
very...
think I warned you ahead of time.
Yes.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
But
a similar situation too. like my friend, my mom and one of our friends we went to New Orleans together, and me and mom couldn't talk her out of getting a reading from one of the like street leaders. Yeah. And we didn't really want to leave her alone, but
she didn't want to be there for it.
But I didn't want to be there for it. So me and mom just kind of closed off our energy and like sat in a seat kind of further away. And like the guy knew that we were obviously with the girl that was getting the reading, but we couldn't stop her. And he kind of like approached us and was like, I can feel your guys' energy. I can feel you're of the light. I'm not going to mess with your friend. I understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he did the reading for her, but we were protecting her. We were doing all that.
That's what I'm saying. New Orleans, I would have people look at me and stop and go, white, and keep walking. Wow. And at first I thought they were saying it because I was a white, but no, it was because I was of the light.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, I could talk about this for days, months, and years, y'all. Like, this is something that I can go deep on a regular basis. But just for a second, I want y'all to think about, as a child, one of your like favorite memories is most people is Tinkerbell flying over the Disney thing, and she's a fairy. Okay, remember that. So if you can get them when they're young, okay. And then the next thing is, gnomes and the little things and living in the woods, and it is really insane when you start looking at things from a distance. Now, that being said, Lord of the Rings is based with Christian backgrounds. And they do have elves and fairies and hobbitses. But they tell you can see that they're like the Lady of the Woods. Mm-hmm. I always thought she was elemental. Mm-hmm. The walking trees, elemental. I think that's a great representation of all the different things that you could relate to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And all these things, like, we're not saying take them away from your children. Don't let them see anything that's kind of impossible to do in this day and age.
Yeah.
But teach them or protect them.
I think the best thing is don't allow these to consume your mind.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
They're there. They exist in fairy tale land or make believe world, whatever, however you want to word that. And then let's look at reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And bring it back to God.
But what's the most important thing? What is the center of your universe? The sun, which is not R-S-O-N, not S-U-N. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So make sure that Christ is the center of your universe and all things are coming up, perfect.
And the best way you can do that is by walking that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Putting yourself there. But I fear that we're out of time, my friends, and y'all know I don't even think we have the spirit of fear. But check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Some Say I'm Gifted, and X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And also, you can email straight to our hand computers at somesayimgifted@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook at Tessa Ray McKittrick. That's TESSARAIMCKITRICK. And I'd love to hear from you guys. We would all love to hear from y'all. Like us, follow us, and subscribe to all your listening platforms. And Morgan, shout it out. Tell us what about.
Yes, on some of our posts, you will see that if you respond to our post in the comments, that we will shout you out. And that's what we want to do. If you guys shout it or comment, we'll shout you out, tell you that we love you and we support you and we want to hear more from you. Thank you very much. We love you, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye, guys.
Love y'all.